Gonna actually let me try and do this. Test 1 2 1 2. Test test test.
See what happened, and they get to reprieve, this week or something. But yeah, we got fast car racing for about 4 or 5 years, and he's back into the wheel again, so it's going to be fun.
Well, we are looking forward to a great day here as they start getting ready for the opening ceremonies for today's races. OneRadio.com. You can head there and click on the Hometown Showdown logos and follow the action with us there. We'll have coverage of all of the races here today. We are dealing with cell phone connectivity issues. The age of technology. It makes us gives us the opportunity to get out and do some things that we don't normally get a chance to do, but the technology age and sometimes it doesn't quite keep up with exactly what we're hoping to do. So
technology thing grows about it. It seems like every 5 minutes there's something changing on a computer or something.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you are trying to watch it online, we do believe we have it up and running as of right now, but if we do encounter some issues with our connectivity, bear with us on that. We will continue to try and get the races there streaming on our YouTube channel. That's 1490 The Score on YouTube, or you can watch it at 541radio.com as well. So a couple of ways for you to enjoy the action with us here today, and hopefully you'll be able to follow all the races throughout that, but we will keep an eye on that for you. All right, we're going to go ahead and squeeze in a quick break here as we get ready for the start of the races, so let's go ahead and take a 60-second break. This is Live Auto Racing. It is the Roseburg Collision Center and Winchester Pub and Grill Hometown Showdown from the Douglas County Speedway today here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Back here at the Douglas County Speedway, getting ready for the races to start. They're going to have the national anthem here in just a few moments, and racing expected to start here at 4 o'clock. Joey Keyran along with me, Kenny Sherman, helping out with the production here on site today. Josh Nelson back in the studio. Brenton Cranford running the radio production for us here today. Kenny, real quick, a rundown of what we are expecting to have in store for us here today. We had a number of races, and hopefully they get enough people to show up and participate, but looking forward to what do we got looking forward on the classes today?
Looks like it's going to be a really good Hornet class here again, and the Hornet class, it's what you call the economy class, where you can't do anything modifying the car. It's just off the street, and you take anything that's flammable out of it, and then you put a seat in it, and you're ready to go. They can't adjust anything like a mini stock or something like that, but we got quite a few Hornets. We're low on mini stocks. I saw Dale Roth come in a few minutes ago, but I noticed that Chuck Jacobs' car is on the trailer. So we're going to be down a few mini stocks. Cody Rasmussen is back with us in the Hornet class. He lost his wife a couple days ago, and they pulled the car out of the blackberry bushes Thursday, the day of her death, and said they wanted to drive her car in a tribute tonight. So Cody Rasmussen will be driving the 24-car Hornet car in memory of his wife, Alicia. She was a great driver. It was funny how they met. It was she went on Facebook, says, I bought a race car, but I'm looking for a mechanic. So he got on Facebook and says, I can help you. Next thing you know, they're married and everything.
Wow.
So, yeah, quite the story there. But Gary Carnes, who hasn't raced with us a while, for about 3 years, has brought his mini stock out in support of Cody. They're good friends, and they're going to race with us too. You see the 81 car, the black 81 car, the hardtop. Some problems last week with the rear end on the car. They think they have that fixed. Troy Gazzer, the 30 car in the hardtops, blew a motor again. He's had all kinds of motor problems. Steve Smith is back out again driving for Donnie Fain. And then Brian Smith in that red 32. They are brothers. And then Brian's nieces and nephews, the twins, are running in the Hornets, and they're Steve's kids. So you got the Smiths and the Gassners and the Greens all together in one family. Then you got the Harveys and the Watsons and everybody in the sport mod side. Then you got a few of the guys that are not related. It's a family thing, and that's all about racing. That's what racing is just a lot of family stuff. So.
All righty, I think we are getting close to that anthem as they start to get everybody ready to go here. Smaller crowd here today, but I think people still filtering in here at the Douglas County Speedway. They do have a cap on the number of audience members for the races with the restrictions in place, but people still showing up. They were waiting at the gate at 3 o'clock when they opened, Kenny. People love when they get the races. Any opportunity to get down here and watch the races, people are going to be here.
We have races up north, Cottage Grove and all those, and Medford. They're still not allowing fans yet. So for us to be able to allow fans, it'll be okay. Looks like they're getting ready for the anthem.
All right, we will go ahead and take the break. When we come back, we'll be ready for racing. It is the Roseburg Collision Center and Winchester Pub and Grill Hometown Showdown from the Douglas County Speedway. We'll take a 3-minute break, and when we come back, racing underway here from the racetrack on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Back here on a beautiful day down at the Douglas County Speedway, getting ready for the Roseburg Collision Center and Winchester Pub and Grill Hometown Showdown. Joey Kieran and Kenny Sherman here with you today. Going to bring you the action. Again, we are trying to do our best to stream live online on 541radio.com with the video program. And we'll continue to fight the internet connectivity issues that we're having and try and do our best to bring that to you throughout the day. So if you are trying to watch online, please be patient, and hopefully things will improve on that side. But we do have the radio broadcast, as well as you can listen to the game or to the races streaming on 541radio.com. Listen live to the score, or use the 541 radio app to follow the action and listen to the stream there as well. As we get ready to go, you're saying, Kenny, it looks like we've got the hardtops going to be coming up here first, and may have had some late additions. It looks like some few more drivers, at least a few more cars maybe over on pit row.
Yeah, had a few more Hornets come in. Looked like the Lemon Tree group is here, which is good. The Team Lemon of Pete and his son, Chris. Looks like they showed up here, but yeah, hardtop's getting ready to go in. We want to thank Roseburg Collision Center out on Diamond Lake Boulevard. If you got a bump or a scratch or whatever in your car and you get it all done, they can get you taken care of at Roseburg Collision. And a great place to eat, Winchester Pub and Grill out there at the all-new remodeled Winchester up there now with all the bridge work and everything all done. Get out there and support them and tell them thank you for bringing the races out here today. Looks like hardtops coming out for their heat. We're going to run just heats and main events again today, Joey, just like we did last time. And then it looked like another modified rolling in, so that's always good that when the cars come in a little, no practice or anything, but at least they're showing up.
Don't they know what time these things starts, Kenny?
Right,
we got here on time.
Yeah,
Jeez.
yeah. I think I did anyway. I was here about noon, just kind of checking to make sure everything's all right, and then I went back home and got my little gearhead 3-year-old granddaughter and all set and ready to go there.
There you go.
Donnie Fain's back again. Donnie had some, in that 81 car, the Outlaw Motorsports car, had some problems with the rear end on that car at the last race, and hopefully they got that all done in. He'd like to thank his friends at Douglas Auto Parts in Winston, Don McGehee Concrete Construction, and Bowers Industrial, with special thanks to Jimmy and Summer Smith for the help on that car. Kyron Green alongside of him on the Core Physical Therapy Mountain Dew 88 car. Kyron, a track champion from last year. The guy that just sang the national anthem, that's what we're waiting on right now. Brian Lanahan sang the national anthem, and he's one of our hardtop drivers, so they had to run him back over there real quick so we can get up in his car and get ready to go. And here he comes out. He's sponsored by Andrew Beckham Real Estate and Casey's Family Restaurant. 32, that is Brian Smith in a brand new rebuilt car. Driving that it's a beautiful car. That car's been all over the place. And his brother is the 18 car driving for Donnie Fain. So the two brothers out there right there. And then right in the middle is Troy Gassner. Motor problems last year. A Umpqua Auto Body, Oregon Tool, and Diamond Auto Upholstery sponsored car. Then you got the very popular fan appreciation guy. That's Mike Batman in the 07 in that Ford, the only Ford in the field. Last time Joey and I were together, the 55 car of Harlan Cox took care of business. He's back out again in that yellow car. And now we're going to have some driver changes in the hardtops between the heat and the main. Greg Hickman is going to drive the 58 car in this heat race, and then he'll drive it. And then Chuck Jacobs is going to drive in the heat race, and then Greg Hickman will drive it in the main. That is your lineup. Yeah.
There you go, Kenny. Thank you for the lineup. We want to thank some of our sponsors on the radio side for helping make this possible. Abby's Legendary Pizza, Pepsi and Bigfoot Beverages of Roseburg, and Umpqua Dairy as well, sponsors of today's radio coverage.
Umpqua Dairy ice cream sounds really good right now.
Yeah, today's a great day for some Umpqua Dairy ice cream, that would be for sure. Nice day out here, not overly warm, definitely breezy here today. Kenny, have you ever heard if it's a windy day, does that affect them out there on the course? We talk about that with
yellow.
Yeah, are we getting going?
No, they thought we were, but the yellow came out real quick from our flagman, Dane Busey, something on the track over there. And our DC Motorsports safety crew guy says, wait, look at me, I'm here.
Not quite.
And thank you to Patriot Automotive, by the way, on Stevens for sponsoring the cleanup crew and our track crew. They do a great job with that. They jumped on board. So back to your question.
Windy day.
Not too bad unless it's like 150 miles an hour wind. Then it might be a little bit. Or if it starts raining. But the main thing is these guys are running slick tires. So the track, they swept it, I think, Thursday. So the track looks pretty good. There's not a lot of dust coming off of it. So it should be a pretty clean track. for this afternoon.
All right, 81 degrees as we get ready to go here for the afternoon.
And a big thank you to Johnny's Drive-In. They are the sponsor of this class, by the way. We want to make sure we get them in.
There you go.
Stop on by and get a Chevrolet Camaro burger or a Cadillac.
All named after the cars.
All the burgers named after. I think you mentioned you'd went out that one.
Yeah, we went out not that long ago. I thought about bringing the Mustang down with me today, but
there you go.
Left that at home. All right, we're getting ready to go here.
One to go.
One lap to go on the races.
So Donnie Fain on the pole in that Outlaw Motorsports car. He's got some T-shirts for sale, stuff like that. Good-looking car. Then Kyron Green, the former champion right there. And then Brian Lanahan, the guy that sang the national anthem, alongside of Brian Smith in 32. Row 3, inside Harlan Cox, outside Troy Gassner in the 30. It's Steve Smith in the 18, Mike Batman 07, and in the back it is Greg Hickman.
Running too wide as they come out of turn 4 for the green flag, and racing underway today. The Hometown Showdown getting started with our hardtop class. How many laps are we doing here, Kenny?
In this heat race, I think they go 8 laps, unless they've extended it a little bit. I'm not really sure. They haven't told me, but.
Oh, the pole position out still in front as they complete one lap underway.
Kyron with a nice jump out there in that 88 car. Good jump on him. And then here comes Gassner to the inside now. Donnie Fain. Look at that car get inside. That's a great run for Troy Gassner.
Yeah, Gassner making the move on the inside to move up into second place.
All kinds of trouble on that Gassner car. He's had motor issues for a while now, but that thing is clicking right along now. Steve Smith trying to get that 18 car rolling with his brother Brian in that red 32 car now, moving up through the field. Nice lead here for Kyron Green, the Mountain Dew Core physical therapy car.
Kyron well out in front as he comes around out of turn 4. Behind Gassner in second, and running there in third, that 55. Harlan Cox, you mentioned he was the winner last time we were out here.
He was rolling along too. He was fast. Mike Batman now moving up into fourth.
Some down into the dirt coming out of turn 2 there for Donnie Fain, but he seemed to recover as we get to the back of the pack there. Racing a little bit further behind.
They got the clock over the Oregon Tool Supply clock. Brian Lanahan with a problem on the front stretch. He was a singer of a national anthem, and he's having a tranny problem. You can hear it grinding right there.
Caution will come out here.
Now some of these cars I have a hand clutch. So instead of a clutch on the pedal, they have a hand clutch up on the side and that they could use. And that one just sounded like he was having a tranny problem there. It was grinding coming out of turn 4. He was a singer of a national anthem. When this guy's not driving a race car, he's a banker. Works at U.S. Bank in the Garden Valley Center.
He's going to come out. They're going to push him off the track, it looks like.
Does a great job on our national anthem. He got to do it this time.
Yeah, you got the luxury of doing that last time. And
this is the bad news about racing is when the guy with a hook on it comes out, then you know there's an issue. When the tow wrecker comes out, that's could be the end of your day, depending on how bad it is. But the push truck going up behind Lanahan, and it looks like he got it at least into neutral where it'll coast now, but it was grinding pretty bad there while I go out of turn 4.
So they'll get him off the track.
Folks coming in still from the right-hand side. And today it is the ice-cold adult beverages, and I guess they have a Little Caesars Pizza down there today for concessions. We had the barbecue place last time we were here.
Yeah, Smoky G's. That was delicious.
You can't go wrong with a pulled pork Frito pie from there.
So they're going to get them back all squared away here. This will tighten things up. See if
that big lead for Kyron Green is now gone. And now his
you've got Kyron Green in the lead there. Troy Gassner right behind him, and Harlan Cox in third. The 07 car, Mike Batman, is going to be in fourth. Donnie Fain in fifth, with Brian Smith next to him as they stack him up. Getting close to the restart here. Back of the pack, Steve Smith and Chuck Jacobs back there. I think we're getting close to that restart.
Hickman's driving it in this. Chuck's going to drive it in the main. Yeah, they do a little switcheroo on us. They racers do that once in a while. They forget to tell the announcers once in a while.
They're keeping us on our toes.
Yeah. But like I said, Chuck Jacobs' car is loaded up on the trailer over there in that mini stock. So who knows? He may not be running that car today.
Getting ready to go on the restart here, coming out of turn 4. Green flag is out. Here we go.
Good run. Good jump for Kyron Green.
Green will be out in front to start it out again. Retains that, but taking over second place, it's the 55 of Harlan Cox. Can he make a late push? They'll stay tight. 1, 2, 3 coming out of turn 4.
Gaffner not letting him get too far away, though. Mike Batman now with a solid 4th place, and Brian Smith now to 5th. Oh, loose out of turn 2 is Brian. As I talk about him, he gets loose. Here's the white flag, 1 lap to go.
Tight race at the top there for 1, 2, 3. Harlan Cox pushing behind Kyron Green. But I don't know if he's got enough time here on this 3/8 mile track to make it up going into turn 3.
These two have had their issues before. It looks like Kyron and the Mountain Dew car are going to hold on and get the win.
1, 2, 3. Kyron Green, Harlan Cox, and coming up in 3rd place. That is
Troy Gassner.
That was Troy Gassner. Yeah, they're in that 3rd place spot in this heat race.
That guy there, Troy, man. I've known him for a long, long time, and he's had knee surgery. He just got a brand new kidney less than a year ago.
We got a car that apparently spun out there at the end, Kenny.
Yeah, that's Greg Hickman over there in the 58 car. So keep an eye out there, see what's going on with Brian Lanahan, who had a transmission issue, sounded like, in that car earlier. Looks like Sport Mods are going to be next on the line, and then they're going to save the Hornets for last. So we want to thank Roseburg Collision Center on Diamond Lake Boulevard for all your repair needs, and then the folks at Winchester Pub and Grill, and then all of our local sponsors bringing sports talk on the radio. It's cool stuff. You guys do a great job on your show, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that,
a lot of
Kenny.
fun. You'll invite me one of these days, and I'll get to come in. Of course, I think when a Beaver fan walks in, you guys shut the door and don't let anybody in.
Don't tell Pat.
I brought your mask, by the way.
Oh,
I
great.
forgot to give it to you.
It's okay.
If you
want
to
keep forgetting.
No, it's not a Beaver mask. It's an Indian mask.
Roseburg?
Yeah, Pete's Drive-In is now selling masks. They have ducks, beavers, and Indians, and I got you an Indian one.
Oh, well,
They're
that's
black
cool.
with a little Indian feather on them, and
I didn't know that. That's kind of cool.
With the protesting going on at the school, I didn't know whether kind of silly.
Down here at the Douglas County Speedway, we get the hardtops, the heat race done there. Let's go ahead and take a quick break as we get ready for our next race here coming up. It's Kenny Sherman. I'm Joey Kieran. Here bringing you the Roseburg Collision Center and Winchester Pub and Grill Hometown Showdown. Let's take a 60-second break and be back with more of the action here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. It's a beautiful day down here at the Douglas County Speedway. Our coverage of the Hometown Showdown is brought to you by Dr. Lanson Randall, brought to you by Mahalo Heating and Air Conditioning, your best choice for the finest indoor comfort control. Also by Cruz Farms Market, now open for the season. Of course, don't forget the pie. And by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces. It's time for the Sport Mod race here, Kenny. You got the running order for us here?
Yeah, on the pole position, that's Mr. Bad, Brad Watson, and the Brad Watson, what am I trying to say? Outside of him, out of beautiful downtown Powers, driving for Bob Saley is Tom Elam. Blake Harvey in the 66 car. His dad, Johnny Harvey, the ice cream man at Umpqua Dairy in number 17. A kid that's a former Street Stock SmackDown champion. He drove the Batman car for years now, driving for Cohen's in the Camper Corner RV car. Welcome back to the track, Nick Hansen. in car number 5. And in the Black Beauty itself, he is back in. No hot laps, no nothing today, just pulled in moments ago. This is Riley Watson in the car number 11. Oh, look out.
Here they go. Sport Mods underway here in the Hometown Showdown, our heat race.
What I was trying to say was Mr. Bad Brad Watson Racing Engines. That's what I was trying to say.
Tom Elam out in front in the black and neon yellow car. John Harvey in second in the 17. And running third right now, the 21, Brad Watson, as Kenny has been mentioning. 6 cars in this race.
Brad in the 213. Nick Hansen hasn't been on the track in about 5 or 6 years probably. Harlan Cohen's asked him if he wanted to drive his 5 car today and came out here for practice. Did well in it.
Going in and out of the shadows here behind the grandstand as they cross the checker line. Way out in front is Elam.
And he was the main event winner the last time we were here. Missing from the field from the last time, Tom Ford not here. Tom camping this weekend, so Tom Ford not here. Ben Nunez not here, and Caleb Watson not here with us either.
Small class for our Sport Mods.
Little smoke coming out of the Brad Watson 213 car as Nick Hansen working on him for third.
Tight race. Yeah, and it looks like Hansen will take control of that third position. You mentioned smoke continuing to come out of the back end of that Watson car.
Blake Watson was running in the tracks and slipped up a little bit. There could be a little oil maybe coming out of that car.
White flag is out. 1 more lap to go here on the Sport Mods. And out in front, Tom Elam.
You see Riley sliding around a little bit. So checkered flag now for Elam.
It's going to come across. 1, John Harvey, number 2. And Nick Hansen will take the 3rd spot in this heat race.
And a big thank you to Marty Cox for doing our book for us. Keeping up, yeah.
You know, I felt a little big time because she was helping out with that.
Yeah.
Didn't have to do as much prep.
Joey didn't have to try to read my writing.
All right, so there is our heat race for the Sport Mods in the books as we make our way through the Hometown Showdown. Let's squeeze in another break. Take a 30-second break. We'll come back with our next race coming up here from the Douglas County Speedway. This is the Hometown Showdown on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Welcome you back here to the Douglas County Speedway, bringing you the action. We are streaming online at 541radio.com. I'm understanding that the video quality isn't exactly what we would hope it would be, but hopefully the audio is keeping you entertained as we bring you the action here. Kenny, we are now into our Hornets not the main event, just the heat races here, getting things going. It sounds like we'll have a couple of heats for our Hornets here.
That's right, and on the pole position is this one, Ryan Dickinson. Former mini stock driver, now jumping back into Hornets in the Neon out of the Roseburg Honda team. Lights out of him, one of our lady drivers in the PT Cruiser. And pretty cool little car. That's a Sarah Hickman. Speaking of ladies, row number 2 inside is Valerie West, VFW Post 2468. And Chris Lemon in the 67 car, the Team Lemon team. First time out with us this year out of Myrtle Creek, the 13 is Logan Barron. And another one of our lady drivers in the 52, the photographer, Jelana Pinch. And that is your lineup for heat number 1 of 2, looks like.
6 cars in this opening heat.
Heat 11 had a few issues in practice. The car was
Logan Barron would like to thank Dirty Duck Excavating and Myrtle Creek Smoke Shop and Umpqua Security for sponsors on that car.
Green flag is out. Here we go, indeed. Jumping out to the big early lead, it is Ryan Dickinson. And, boy, his car appears to be feeling good today. He is way out in front.
Jumped right out there, didn't it? And his dad, Rich, is in the lineup. He'll be over there in heat number 2. Sarah Hickman in the PT Cruiser. You don't see too many of them on a racetrack.
No, you do not. And then behind her, it's Brandon Belt. No, not the Logan. 13. That is Logan. Yes.
Yeah.
13, I mistook it for a 15.
Yeah. And I think he's here. I think he's also in heat number 2. Logan, first time out this year out of Myrtle Creek, and he was having some problems with the head gasket. Had to go get parts and get it done, but it looks like that little Honda Accord's running. He's second now.
Able to get on the inside corner there around Sarah Hickman. She went a little high out of turn 4, and Logan Barron taking advantage. He is well out in front for number 2. He got one of those lemon cars, making a push there for that third spot now around Hickman.
Yeah, Pete Lemon in that Volkswagen, the Lynn Herbert Lowboy Volkswagen. Then Valerie West. And, man, look at Dickinson just taking care of business.
He's a half a lap ahead of everybody almost, it seems. Logan Barron out in front for second.
Oh, some contact.
And Pete Lemon down in
West. Yeah, they got together a little bit there.
Down into the infield. So Pete will stay on the track. That separates things out a little bit.
Him and Valerie fighting for the same spot.
So everybody spread out a little bit here in this 6-car race. The heat race for the Hornets, heat race number 1.
And they draw pills. You never know who's going to be out there, but they draw numbers to see where they start and what lineup they're in. And Dickinson drew the right one because he's flying out here in this neon.
He is in the lead, crossing the start-finish line there as he cruises around, getting ready for the white flag coming up.
If you look at turn 1 at the Oregon Tool Supply scoreboard, that's your top 5. And up on the top tells you what lap they're on, which means they're coming down for the white flag now.
I appreciate the explanation because last time we were here, the scoreboard not working, and right. So I got to figure out what all the numbers mean.
That's your top 5 running order, and then up on the top is what lap you're on. Then off to the right, if it's green, that means go. If it's yellow, it means slow down. If it's red, stop right now. Here's the checkered flag now for Dickinson.
Ryan Dickinson crossing there for the win in this heat race, the Hornets heat race. Dickinson comes across first. Now it's Logan Barron in the second spot. And holding on to third for Sarah Hickman.
For Sarah, yeah.
Those will be your top 3 finishers here in this Hornet heat race. We'll have another one coming up.
Ladies finished 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So the girls out here representing.
They've got them all lined up to come out for the next one. Let's squeeze in a quick 30 seconds. We'll come back with heat number 2 of the Hornets when we come back here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
What are they doing?
Heat number 2 of our Hornets class for the heat races. Before our main events coming up a little later on. They are out on the track getting ready to go. Kenny, go ahead, and I guess you can run us through our lineup here for the second one.
Heat number 2 coming out. The youngster, his second time out ever on pavement, the little 35 car. This is Timothy Smith. Alongside of him, it's the Alicia Rasmussen Memorial car driven by Cody Rasmussen. He lost his wife a couple of days ago, and they put the car together to remember her. She's out there outside of row number 1. Inside, the senior to be at Yoncalla High School. Does track and football and all kinds of stuff. That's Dylan Grishar in the 23. His mom, also a racer as well. The 19 car, that is Zach Azamunde. We called this car last time the railroad car.
Yeah.
And we have a mini stock running with the Hornets. He hasn't raced with us for a while, but that is Gary Carnes that's going to run with the Hornets in the 3 car. And then outside of him in the red, white, and blue car, that's the other half of the Dickinson racing team. That's Rich Dickinson out of the Roseburg Honda team. So Gary Carnes running the mini stock with the Hornets here today.
Getting ready to go. They've got him coming around now to turn 4. Green flag is on, and we are underway.
And I think because we don't have that many mini stocks, they're going to run a mini stock in the last 2 heats.
Tight pack coming out of the start there. Everybody going a little high out of turn 2. And that red, white, and blue car making a push. Now a little bumping from the backside. That was Azamende.
Give a little hello to Cody Rasmussen. Now, it's tight into turn number 1 to battle for the lead. And
down low.
Rich Dickinson now waiting for him to get done so he can go by. There he goes, that red, white, and blue car.
Tight pack at the top.
You can smell all the smoke coming off of the Rasmussen car.
Azamende takes over the lead, and the red, white, and blue car, as you were mentioning there, finally fights his way through. Now going to be trying to fight for that top spot.
Rich Dickinson would like to follow in his son's footsteps here and win a heat race.
Coming out of turn 4, battle still on. 75 car putting on the pressure. Rich Dickinson, as you were talking about there, trying to get into the lead, but Azamende fighting him off well.
Look at that block. Yeah, nice block right there. That's what's called rear view mirror. But he couldn't do it. Dickinson way high. Look out. Hold on to it.
Well, that's going to drop him back a little bit, but he battles back into the 2 position.
Gary Carnes there in that 3 car.
Yeah, he's fought his way from the back of the pack and is fighting for second place. Now some contact.
Get some contact there.
Look out. Spinning around on the infield. Out of control. Rich Dickinson. He got hit on that rear fender. He's going to try and get it back on the track.
And
caution's going to come out here.
So he wanted the caution to come out to bunch back up again. So he kind of rolled it slow just to see if he can get the caution to come out. But let me tell you, Joey, talking about the Hornets. The Hornets are stock 4 cylinders. They run about 1,500 cc. Then you got Gary Carnes in the mini stocks. The mini stocks can go to a 2,300 cc. So he's got a little bit more horsepower under the hood of the car. It all depends on driver now.
So now they will restack him. I assume Dickinson heading to the back of the pack.
Yeah.
We were talking about that last time,
whether
it was something he caused or not.
Right. Now, some racetracks, it depends on the flagman. Some racetracks have a all-involved rule. So if you get involved at all with the wreck, you go to the back, and some will be just the one that spins.
It appears, I think they've got him in the order they want him.
Looks like he spun on his own, so that will just leave him right where he's at.
Zach Azamende out in front. In the 19, in the 3, Gary Carnes, and you were mentioning he's not running in a Hornet. He's running you said a Sport Mod?
He's running a mini stock.
Excuse me. And then now in 3rd, that's the 23, Dylan Grishar out there.
Yeah. He pretty proud of this kid. He raised money and went back to Australia and ran in a special track meet to represent his high school at Yoncalla, and plays football for him and does cross country, and he got to go overseas and actually compete in a track meet, so it was kind of neat.
That's pretty cool.
His mom is a racer out here.
Set that down under one?
Something.
I know that we had Mackenzie Phillips from Douglas. She was going to possibly head down to that. I think that got canceled this year, though, unfortunately, obviously. Getting ready for the restart here. Out of turn 4, here they come. And it's going to be Azamende that stays in front. He has been battling everybody off, but now Gary Carnes getting loose.
Look out.
Back on the track, saves it, but falls to the back of the pack. This has been a crazy one here, Kenny.
Rasmussen coming up through in that Honda. Dickinson now going back into 3rd. He's got some smoke coming up from underneath the Honda. But Azamende with a good run out of there in the 19.
Well out in front now. He's gotten the cushion. The 24 in 2.
Osmende sponsored by R&B RV Service and Solid Work Maintenance. Rasmussen and that Alicia Rasmussen Memorial car doing well.
They are getting close to the white flag here. It's coming up. White flag is out. And Rich Dickinson has battled his way all the way up to third, Kenny, after his spin out and going to the back. He has fought his way back into the top 3.
Yeah, he's a very fast car. But I don't know if he's got enough time. Osmende is going to take care of business, it looks like, on this race.
Second heat for the Hornets, and coming across, Zach Azamendi will be in the top spot after this heat race. Followed by the 24, that's the Rasmussen car?
Yeah, Cody Rasmussen.
Cody Rasmussen.
Dickinson ends up third, and followed by Grishar, and then Gary Carnes, and then the youngster, Timothy Smith.
All righty, that is 2 Hornet heat races in the books, and we'll have another one coming up for another heat race coming up, and that should be, I think, the mini stocks. Is that what we got left?
We got one
here?
more heat in the Hornets.
One more heat in the Hornets.
That many Hornets today.
Okay.
So that's a good turnout, yeah.
Let's go ahead and keep it right here as they're getting ready to come out on the court, or on the track.
On the court, yeah, that's good. I like it. We're getting ready for basketball. All right, another mini stock heat led out by the Toyota pickup of William Edwards in the Hourglass Photography Toyota SR5 pickup. Brian Bell in the 15, the one you were talking about a few minutes ago. Here is Ron Johnson in the 44, the RJ Service Solid Work Maintenance car. Andy Nelson Jr. in the 47. I want to thank Andy for all the work on the COVID cruises and stuff that they've been doing. Sponsored by Right Away Blasting and Job's Hot Rod Shop is Andy Nelson Jr. in the 47. The other half of the Smith team is Haven Smith in the 84. This is her second race of her career. Normally runs the QRC karts. Her twin brother Timothy was in the race earlier. And then in the back, running a mini stock and starting in the back here tonight because we're low on minis, is Dale Roth in the 55. So he's one of the faster mini stocks for the Douglas County Speedway. But with the low numbers in minis, they're running the minis with the Hornets. And I believe, Joey, that the minis may run their own main event tonight, but I'm not sure.
Okay. I was going to say, do you think that they just mixed them in with the Hornets and then just did away with that? But
just so they could get a heat race in, because Dale, like I say, Dale got here late, so this is probably going to be a hot lap session for him pretty much.
So they'll get them ready to go here. Our third Hornets heat race of the afternoon. Reminder for all of those that may be tuning in, we are going to have Blazers basketball coming up when we get done with the races here. Blazers tipping off at 5:30 in Game 3 of their first-round Western Conference matchup against the Los Angeles Lakers. That series tied at 1 win apiece, and so we'll have Game 3 coming up when we get done with the races here this afternoon from the Speedway.
Yeah, that first game was a very great game. Second game, not so much.
Not so much.
And they're breaking out some new jerseys on, I believe it's Thursday they were talking about.
The Mamba ones?
Yeah, some new dedication to Kobe Bryant. Yeah, they're pretty cool jerseys.
They're getting guys stacked up here. Got to get them in the right order. Yeah, that was the Worm last time that was having a hard time with
the Worm's not here today for some reason.
No Worm. No
Where's
Germ
the
the Worm.
Yeah. There's a few people missing. Yeah, Worm's not here. And Mike Van Holt. Let's see. Jeremy Mayfield's not here today. Bart Pulse. He had that bad wreck. And his car got destroyed, so he's not here. And
I know it is tough with it being kind of a hodgepodge type of season and schedule. You probably started making other plans on things, or you can't be there if you didn't think it was going to happen, and then they start bringing up races. It kind of makes it tough to suddenly put it all back together. So happy to have the cars that we do have here today for the Roseburg Collision Center and Winchester Pub and Grill Hometown Showdown. Want to thank a couple more of our sponsors. Roseburg Disposal. Let them make the run to the dump for you. Call them at 673-7122. Also, Flyaway Travel. Book your travel plans with their travel experts. Located at 1445 West Harvard Avenue in Roseburg. And by Cascade Community Credit Union. Belong to Douglas County. So getting ready for this one. I think they've got them in the right order, right?
Looks like looks like they're good. An SR5 Toyota pickup. William Edwards is going to light them up. And Dale will hang back and let these guys battle a little bit, and he'll just kind of hang back. And there's some people camping and some people getting ready for school and, stuff like that. So there's a green.
Here we go. Heat race number 3 for the Hornets underway.
3 wide down the front stretch. Look out. They're trying to go around the slower truck of Edwards. And now a battle for the lead already.
So out in front, 1, 2, 3.
That's at 15 of Brian Belt, Andy Nelson Jr., and Ron Johnson in a 3-car battle.
Coming out of turn 4, tight there. Now they're going 3 wide
into turn 1. Don't do that in turn 2. You'll be in trouble because it narrows up really quick and they back off a little bit.
Brake lights were on heavy there. The 44, Ron Johnson, now out in front. Andy Nelson Jr. in second, and Brandon Belt falling back to third in that pack.
Ron Johnson moved out here a couple of years ago from back east and having some fun here and having some fun at the racetrack. Andy Nelson Jr., of course, he was a part of the COVID cruising that's been going on. You know, they put the cruise together here and in Blackberry and in Sutherland. Right away concrete pumping Volkswagen.
Catching up to the back of the pack here as this front group continues around. Dale Roth in that 55, making his way up. But out in front, now catching the back of the pack, going high around. Our leader,
Ronnie Johnson,
in the 44 car.
Andy Nelson Jr. trying to reel him in that little Volkswagen with the bright pink wheels.
Catching up here, going a little low. That was a nice turn 4.
Trying to swing in, hits the brake a little bit to slow it down. And I don't know if Ron Johnson's slowing down or Andy's got the foot buried on the right side or something. I'm not sure, but he's catching him pretty well. Now they'll get into slower traffic here, try to get around William Edwards.
Battle for first and second coming around. Third falling well back. And actually it's Roth that moves into third in this race. His Belt falling well behind after battling for first. And Andy Nelson Jr. falling back a little bit in second place.
Here's a white flag and 1 lap to go for Ron Johnson. Whoa, Dale Roth goes inside of Nelson. Here comes Dale Roth. He wants to get the win on the last lap.
Pushing for it, going high around in turn 3.
Dale
Roth is going to come from all the way at the back to win it.
He waited until the white flag, there's the horsepower and the and the leadership there of driving. That's Dale Roth there. But they get it all done. Now, if there was a points race, then then they would give the points to the Hornets, and he would get a separate. They would score them separately. There's Haven, our little girl. I was talking to their dad, and they said, "Hey, we heard you talking about the twins." And I said, "Yeah." I said, "I need to know which one's older." I said, "Timothy by 30 seconds, and he lets his sister know about it every day."
Speaking of 30 seconds, let's go ahead and take a break. I think we'll actually stretch down to a full 60 seconds here.
It looks like it's about an intermission time right now.
I think we've gotten to that point. So let's go ahead and take the break. When we come back, we will, I think we're getting down to our main events coming up here when we come back. So we'll take a quick 2-minute break. Let's make it a 3-minute break because I think we got some time to kill here. So 3-minute break. We'll come back with more of the racing from the Douglas County Speedway. Along with Kenny Sherman, I'm Joey Kieran. This is the Roseburg Collision Center and Winchester Pub and Grill Hometown Showdown at the Douglas County Speedway. Today online at 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. We're back here at the Douglas County Speedway as we bring you coverage of the Roseburg Collision Center and Winchester Pub and Grill Hometown Showdown. Joey Kieran along with Kenny Sherman. Josh Nelson helping with the video production today. And back in the studio, Brenton Cranford is running the radio production for us here this afternoon. Want to say thanks to a couple of our sponsors for the radio production. Say thanks to Chuck's Warm and Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? By Good Vibration Solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. And by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone's welcome to shop. And don't forget our friends over at Colorcraft. You don't need to look far to spruce up your house this summer. Head to Colorcraft in Roseburg. They're a paint store, not a paint department. Well, as we finish out the heat races, we are into our intermission. We'll have the main events here coming up. And Kenny, I guess the question will be, we had 3 heat races, or 3 different classes for the heat races. We may add a 4th for the main event, but with kind of a quick day here at the Speedway for us.
Yeah, and if you have 3 heat races, that means your main event is going to be packed with cars.
Yeah, that is
true. This is
true.
going to be interesting. Now, I don't know. I haven't heard yet whether they're going to run the mini stocks in their own main event or not, being there's only 3 cars. I'm not sure if they're going to have a quick little 15 or 20 lap main, or if they're going to run them in the back like they did. But with that many Hornets, should be fun. Everybody looks like everybody's healthy. I was checking to see on the 22 car of Lanahan. He was having a transmission issue. Did not see whether he's going to make it back out or not, and because they're back over there behind the Roseburg Collision Center sign, because I can't really see what's happening over there. But yeah, it should be fun. Should be a whole lot of fun in the main events. And then they've got another race scheduled in September coming up, so gives people ahead of time some plans, because with a lot of people going camping and stuff, they didn't really release a schedule, just jumping out when you could get in. And they said late September, and then they're going to try to do the enduro race right around Halloween, and that's open to any fun, because it's open to any car that you want to bring, everything. So yeah, it's always interesting. Your Mustang's more, no, probably not.
I don't think I want to do that. No. You can head for more details on the upcoming races, or find them on Facebook, Douglas County Speedway, and stay up to date on the latest race coverage that is going to be coming up. I think we're going to be doing at least one more broadcast of the races here as they finish out their abbreviated schedule here for 2020. Want to say thanks to Cooper's Pest Control, your locally owned bug assassins with great low rates. Give them a call at 673-0363. We're at intermission. We're going to take another break, and when we come back, we'll check in and find out where we're at as we get ready for the main events. Sherman, I'm Joey Kieran. This is coverage of the Douglas County, the Roseburg Collision Center and Winchester Pub and Grill Hometown Showdown from the Douglas County Speedway on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Back here at the Douglas County Speedway as we get ready for the main events coming up here at the Roseburg Collision Center and Winchester Pub and Grill, Hometown Showdown. Well, as we make our way through this afternoon, I know Blazer fans anxious about Game 3 of that Western Conference playoff matchup against the Los Angeles Lakers coming up. That one, they're in pregame right now. Tip-off coming up at 5:30. As soon as we get done with our races here today, we will go ahead and send you back over to coverage of the Blazers. And with the way things have been going, I'm optimistic that we should be able to get you to the Blazers game either by tip-off or right after tip-off, probably sometime there in the first quarter of that matchup. We should hopefully at least get you there before halftime of that game. But I've said that, and now I'm probably jinxing everything when it comes to the Blazers. So, there's that for us there as well. We are going to have the main events here coming up in just a little bit. Kenny, you had a visitor. What you're getting random presents and gifts here in our quote-unquote broadcast booth.
This is way cool. Of course, this weekend is the Indianapolis 500.
Yes.
Fred just came up to me. Fred Burleson, he owns Puppy Love Treats. And he knows I'm a big race guy, and he's been a fan for years. And he brought me up a collection of Indy 500 glasses.
Oh.
With a Penske signed letter that says the pursuit of excellence requires commitment and teamwork, which is Penske promise. Penske owns they own the
racetrack now. Yeah.
Our record 6th victory at the Indy 500 is evidence of what we can achieve when we focus on a goal. Thank you for your efforts that have produced the results. Best wishes for the coming year. Roger Penske signed it, and Fred gave me some glasses.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, it's way cool.
Well,
that's awesome.
See, it's a good thing you came and joined us for the broadcast. You may not have been here for that if you hadn't been here with us on the broadcast.
Fred
Kenny
is a big fan, and he's been a big fan of ours for the race for a long time, and a good friend of mine. Works hard, and just recently see our safety crew dancing around here with Josh. Yeah, I haven't figured out this song yet. How to the two-step and the swing, and you need to throw your hip on. I don't know. I'd throw my hip out if I threw something like that. Yeah.
I don't even know what you're talking about. So that's how bad I am.
The song that's going on right there. Josh,
I know.
Josh can explain it to you during football season.
I'm sure we'll get there. I got a feeling I'll probably be hearing it a lot more once sports season rolls around.
I can't wait.
Yeah, you and me both there, Kenny. We got to get in a quick break though here one more break here probably before we get to the main events. We got a lot of sponsors to thank for helping put on this event. Broadcasting here from the Douglas County Speedway. It's the Roseburg Collision Center and Winchester Pub and Grill Hometown Showdown. They're just joking around down there on the tracks. We'll have the races coming up here momentarily. Back with more of the action here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Getting ready for the main events coming up here from the Douglas County Speedway. Joey Kieran, Kenny Sherman along with you here this afternoon, bringing you coverage of the Roseburg Collision Center, Winchester Pub and Grill Hometown Showdown. It's been a great one out here, number 2 event on the schedule for the Douglas County Speedway and the Pacific Racing Association. Our coverage of today's races is brought to you by Abby's Legendary Pizza, by Pepsi and Bigfoot Beverages of Roseburg. Pick up a delicious, refreshing Pepsi today. By Umpqua Dairy, your local dairy since 1931. And by Dr. Alanson Randall. Well, let's see, Kenny, we're probably going to be starting out. Where are we going to be starting out? We started with the hardtop, so probably go back there, right?
They'll keep that intact. So we'll have a hardtop main event. But unfortunately, I know of at least one car that will not be in that. Head gasket issues for Mike Batman. His car is already on the trailer. So the 07 car will not make the main event. Still waiting to see whether Brian Lanahan is going to make the main event. He had a transmission issue in that heat race. So see if he's going to make it back out. So Mike Batman done for the night with head gasket issue. And but still, should be a good race. Everybody tracing Harlan Cox, trying to get Harlan won the race last time we were here.
And Kyron Green, I think, took the heat race. So
very fast. Troy Gazzer, very fast again today.
He was good today, too. So have the hardtops main event, then followed by, I believe, the Sport Mods would be following in that one, and had a nice race in that one. And I think it was, who was it that took that one? Tom Elam. Yeah, he was out in front. He was at the top of my list, and didn't fold my sheet over enough.
Main event winner the first time we were out.
And John Harvey was in there, and I think Nick Hansen maybe.
Nick Hansen was third. Yeah. So, and I did find out, I talked to Lauren, the PA guy for the Speedway, and they are not having a mini stock main event. The mini stocks will be in the back of the Hornets, like it was for the heats.
I mean, you were talking about that the mini stocks, that those guys are a little bit faster.
Yep.
But with as big as a race that's going to be a lot of traffic to weave through.
Yeah, if you got 12, 13 Hornets in front of you and you're trying to get through, and some rookies in there too as well. So yeah. It'll be interesting.
I imagine it's kind of like you're sitting at a poker table, and if you got somebody that doesn't know how to play, doesn't know what they're doing, you don't know how to predict what kind of things they're going to do. If it's an experienced player, you typically have an idea what they may do in a certain situation. But when you got somebody that doesn't really know what they're doing and they're making it up as they go,
that's me.
Yeah, you can't really predict what they're thinking because they don't know what they're doing.
Playing Texas Hold'em, and you got 2 threes in your hand, and all of a sudden the thing comes out, and you got 2 more threes up there, and you bid all your money. Well, they're going to go, he's got something.
Yeah, he's got something going on there.
I just don't have the poker face, I don't think. I don't listen to Lady Gaga to have her poker face.
You need to work, get a mirror, and then you can work on that. You got some spare time there, Kenny, now that you're retired from down here and whatnot. And
it seems like I can't get away from here, though.
They got you back on the radio, too. You were done there, too. And
well, it started with Rob.
You need to learn how to tell people no.
Well, it started with Rob.
I think he's the connecting factor in all of this.
And then Rochelle called me after that.
Oh, my goodness.
Then I saw Mr. Markham, and then, if Mr. Markham talks, I listen.
Yeah, that's true.
And Rochelle, too.
So she's pretty powerful there as well.
It's fun to be back on the air again and getting a lot of good comments, and everybody glad I'm back, and, it's a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
But then they asked me if I could come out and hang out with Joey for a while, and I said, yeah, you bet. Then Joey got to let me do a Roseburg game, so I didn't know if Joey was ever going to be nice to me like that, but he did.
Well, sometimes we got to share the love, Kenny.
It was fun, though.
Sometimes I need a day off, too. So.
Oh, yeah. You ever need a day off or something, you let me know.
All right. I'll keep you in mind there. We're getting ready for the main events here coming up. Want to say thanks to Mahalo Heating and Air Conditioning, your best choice for the finest indoor comfort control. Call them at 672-6707. Cruz Farms Market now open for the season. Don't forget the pie. And by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area.
See, Josh was dancing around a while ago. Now look at all these people. They're following it. They're following the lead.
They're ready. I think people are ready for some racing. The intermission should be winding down here. We were hearing some announcements over the PA. I think they're getting close, although nobody lined up and ready to go on the track. So
Flagman's ready, though. He's dancing around a few minutes ago.
I think we got to be getting close, but let's go ahead and squeeze in a couple more spots here, and we will hopefully then be ready to go for racing when we come back. I mean, we're ready to go here. Let's get those guys fired up, get those engines started, and get this underway. We'll come back with more of the Roseburg Collision Center and Winchester Pub and Grill Hometown Showdown. We're down at the Douglas County Speedway here today as Kenny Sherman and Joey Keyran bring you the action. Main events right around the corner when we come back here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. They got them lined up. They're bringing them out to introduce our starting lineup for our first main event here in the Hometown Showdown. It'll be the Hardtops, but let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Douglas County, the Pacific Racing Association Hometown Showdown from the Douglas County Speedway here on The Score. All right, we get ready for our first main event here of the afternoon as they line them up there on the home stretch. Kenny Sherman, you want to do the honors of introducing our folks here.
Starting from the back to the front, the 58 cars, Gene Whitaker Trucking, Great Northern Trailer Works, Smitty's Deli, and Whitlock and Hot Tub Factory Outlet. That is Chuck Jacobs driving the 58. Alongside of him, the guy that sang the national anthem for him, that is Brian Lanahan in car number 22, sponsored by Andrew Beckham Real Estate and Casey's Restaurant. Harlan Cox, the winner last time out in the 55 car, and alongside of him, last year's track champion, running the 88 car, the Mountain Dew Core Physical Therapy car, that is Kyron Green. This car has been around for a while. We're talking about the 32 car. It's been to Canada, it's been to California, and back to Roseburg twice again. Driven tonight by the dirt track driver. This is Brian Smith in car number 32. Alongside of him, putting another motor in the car, the Umpqua Auto Body, Oregon Tool, and Diamond Auto Upholstery 30 car of Troy Gassner in car number 30. Then the 2 cars up in front are owned by Donnie Fain. Driving the 18, Brian Smith is in the 32. His brother Steve Smith in car number 18 driving for Donnie Fain. And the owner of the 18 car and driving the Outlaw Motorsports 81 car, that is Donnie Fain, the former sprint car driver. And we're going 25 laps, Joey.
All right, looking forward to it. The hard tops. They'll get the engine started and they'll head around for a couple of warm-up laps and get ready to go.
And for you folks that are tuning in for the first time and don't know what we're talking about as far as the hardtop goes, these cars go from 1928 up to a 1940, I believe is what it is. They run a 6-cylinder or a flathead V8. They can do whatever one. They can run whatever tire they want to run, a Hoosier or American Racer. But it's either a 6-cylinder or a flathead V8. And they go, let's see, trying to think of the oldest car out there. I don't have the years in front of me now, and I know that we had a 28 car a year. When I talk about 28, I'm talking about the year 1928. They try to keep them antique. So yeah, and they're open wheel, no fenders or nothing on these cars. So
1928, Kenny, you realize that's coming up on almost 100 years old for that car.
Yeah.
Now it's mainly just the body, though.
Yeah, pretty much the body. Yeah. That's 30 cars at old Chevrolet, and then you got a Hudson out there in the 55, and then a lot of them are Ford, Chevrolet, and you'll get a Hudson once in a while. Very few Dodges. Troy Gassner had a Dodge and then destroyed that car a couple of years ago and went to the Chevrolet here in the 30. But see what happens here. Harlan Cox, the winner of the first race. Let's see what happens on this one.
Pace car out there. That's another classic as well.
Ford sedan, delivery rig, it looks like.
Pace car will come off.
25 laps.
Getting ready to go for our start.
Harlan in the third row outside. You got some faster cars in front of him, though. Right there's that 30 car, and right alongside of him, Harlan, is Kyron Green. So this will be interesting. Dean Busey, the flag will bring him down for 25. Donnie Fain brings him down to the green. And we're main event time at the Speedway.
Green flag underway. There they go.
All bunched up into turn one. Fain checks out to the lead. Here comes Gassner to the inside of Smith, bringing Kyron Green with him.
Fain still out in front as they go into turn 4, completing their first lap of the main event.
These open wheel cars, though, as Gassner goes to the inside of Fain, looking for the lead. There he goes, Troy Gassner.
And on the outside there, Kyron Green going to make his move as well. Harlan Cox following right behind him.
Troy Gassner, one of the board members on the PRA.
So out in front, Gassner.
Donnie a little loose.
Ooh,
he is still loose in that backstretch.
Gassner out of turn 4. Green was catching up. And Cox right on his bumper.
Throw a blanket over the first 3 cars. They're right there together. Battle for 4th now. The 2 Smith boys and the 81 of Fain. Fain all kinds of loose in that 81 car. That's the battle on the track right now, those two. Up front, it's Troy Gassner, Kyron Green, and Harlan Cox down the backstretch.
They're pretty tight there. You mentioned that battle for 4th is a close one as well, with Fain leading the way right now. Tight coming out of turn 4, a little loose there for Green as he tried that inside edge. And he's going to make the move. Kyron moving into first.
Harlan now a little loose as well, going to the inside of Gassner as Gassner went from first to third on that one lap.
As they come across the start-finish line, 6 laps in to our main event.
Anything can happen, though, in 25 laps. Good to see Lanahan back here in the 22. Steve Smith bouncing off the grass a little bit there. Fain is going to settle in for that 4th spot right now. But the leader is Kyron Green, but here comes Cox.
Cox really pushing from behind here. Going inside.
Oh, look out, contact. They had contact right there going in.
And Green gives up the lead as Cox fights his way through. Harlan out in front looking for another win in the hardtop class. And he's building a nice little lead now.
Gassner now coming back into the mix in the 30. Kyron's not ready. Kyron's upset now.
Pushing his way back in there.
Harlan dove way down to get into him in turn number 3 there, and a little bit of contact, and I don't think little Kyron's very happy about it. Oh, Gassner way loose. Almost spins out.
He'll fall back from the leader pack in third.
Here comes that battle now between Fain and Brian Smith. Fain in the 81, Smith 32. That's the battle for fourth.
Fain stays in fourth, fights off the 32. Coming across, Harlan Cox in the lead there. He's pulling out a little bit further in front of Kyron Green. Spacing himself there. Coming up on the back of the pack. And that fourth place battle continues to be tight.
Oh, and Troy Gassner spinning around on the backstretch.
Caution flag will come out on the back stretch. The third place car spins out.
Oh, man. This is going to be interesting.
Stack them back up.
So Kyron Green, with the contact in there, loses the lead. And I'm sure, with that contact, Harlan went in there real hard, and, given the racer's edge, he didn't want to give that spot up. So let's see what's going on with Gassner now, see if he's going to be able to fire back up.
I am not even what you would call a beginner. I am nowhere close to knowledgeable on this, but I'm not sure if yeah, one of those, that front right tire kind of looked a little wobbly, but he seems to be going okay, even though the wrecker came out to get him.
Yeah.
So I guess Gassner, he's going to be all right. Like I said, I have no idea what I'm talking about. So.
He's kind of messing around with it, make sure it's going to be okay.
Staying on the track, though.
Yeah.
As they reline them up here.
So when the DC Speedway tow record goes back and there's nothing on it, that's good news. That's Rob Thomas over there, the president in turn number 2, telling them to line up. Or turn 3, I'm sorry. So they'll go side by side. The Cox lead is now gone on lap 10 of 25 here in this hardtop main. Then we'll get our Sport Mod main and then the Hornets / mini stock main. And that one's going 200 laps or the last car running. No, just kidding. Did you really want to listen to the Blazer game? Yeah.
You had me thinking there for a minute there, Kenny.
The WWE thing, 2 out of 3 falls are to a TV time limit. Yes.
They get them restacked. We are ready to go for the green.
Re-rack them and stack them. We're back to green now on lap 10.
It's Cox in the lead, takes the low angle, and Green will fall behind him, but they are tight.
Brian Smith now wanting to be in the mix in that 32 car. He's trying to reel it in.
Out in front of Fain, who's in at fourth. Single file out there for Cox and Green at the top. And Harlan Cox pulling out a little bit of a lead here. So they come around on turn 4. Little loose there for the 58.
Chuck Jacobs driving that 58 car. His mini stock, he didn't even get a chance to race with it. Now the cross flags right now coming to the line. That means they're halfway through. Halfway through this 25-lap main.
Halfway through, it's Harlan Cox in front, Kyron Green behind him in second, and in the 32, Brian Smith in third.
Here comes Gassner back up now. After the spin early now into the top 5. Mike Batman did not make the race, hit gasket issues on that car. That's the only car that did not make the main event. Kyron reeling in Harlan here real hard into the corner.
Making a move.
He's pushing all over the back end of that car.
Really putting the pressure on Harlan there. Meanwhile, alone in third in that 32, Brian Smith, he's just cruising along. No one really all that close, but Gassner making a move into fourth.
Yeah, he's back at it again. And
That car seems to be doing okay after that spin out.
Coming up on lap 17 of 25, Harlan and Kyron Green in the battle for first.
Laps, 17 laps now in the books for the leaders. 8 laps to go.
Oh, Linehan going around in turn 4. That'll bunch him back up again.
Look out. When he gets himself all straightened out, he'll get off the corner. Still rolling. But he had issues in the heat race and had to withdraw.
So see if he's going to be able to get back out on the track now after coming down off of turn 4 after the spin.
Seems like he's waiting for his
turn.
turn.
He's all right there, yeah. Oh. And Gasner pulling off in 30.
Uh-oh.
Had to spin earlier.
He had worked his way back into 4th, but he's headed to the pit row.
The last race we had, he blew a motor in hot lap sessions, and we didn't see him for the night. And then last night he was out here adjusting on the car, making things all good. And Troy coasting through the pits now in the 30 car. Tough break. Tough couple of years now for Troy.
Meanwhile, Brian Linehan does stay on the track after his spin out there in turn 4. And
so big.
Now Harlan Cox is stalled out
Harlan
on turn
stalled
1.
out in turn 1. This could be an issue. Did he put fuel in the car? Well, we got a short race. Let's leave it at 3 gallons. No.
So our leader is having some technical difficulties.
After the yellow flag, it looks like they were kind of coasting up, getting ready to get back in line, and he stalled right in turn 1. And now he's waving to our DC Motorsports safety crew, sponsored by Patriot. And the wrecker coming back out with a big push bumper on the front. Now, do you push him to the pits, or is he going to fire back off? I don't know, maybe the car wouldn't start back up or something's going on.
Seemed like when he stalled out, he tried to get it going, and it just kind of didn't want to give. Staying on at the moment.
Yeah, still hasn't fired, though. If it'll fire, he'll pull away from the wrecker, but the car won't fire. So it could be something electrical, or, like I said, maybe he didn't put enough fuel. I don't know. That's happened. It happens in NASCAR. They ran out of fuel. Maybe he just wanted to make the car a little bit lighter and not put a lot of fuel in it. But Harlan, the veteran,
and that is our leader as well.
And he's taking the belts off as well. He's he's pulling his helmet off. So something must be broken on that car. So now
he's headed to the pits.
It's going to be Kyron Green and Brian Smith now going to be your new front row.
Quite the development we've had here.
Yeah.
And you were watching Gasner head to the pits. I don't know. I mean, this could be an opportunity for him to get back in the mix here.
Well, I see him sitting over there in front of his trailer, and there's no movement. There's nobody working on the car. So, of course, his pit crew is out on the racetrack right now. He's got one pit crew guy that's announcing the PA guy, and then you got another pit crew guy that's in the 88 and the 32, and they're both racing. So he don't have a crew over there.
Well,
and his wife and kids are over here, so yeah.
It's not quite how you hope it goes down.
There he is right there. He's out of the car throwing stuff. He's upset.
Well, our makeup of this race has changed drastically.
A couple of Troy's teammates right up there on the front row.
Kyron Green up at the top along with Brian Smith as they get ready to go.
Here we go.
Green flag back out.
The two Donnie Fain cars, 81 and 18, battling for third. That is Brian's brother Steve Smith in the 18, and then Donnie Fain, 81. Here comes Chuck Jacobs in the 58. Wants to make a little noise now.
As they cross there, that is, I think, officially into lap 17 now.
Uh-oh. Steve Smith with a problem on the 18. They're dropping like flies now.
He's headed to the pit. Kyron Green holding first comfortably at the moment. Brian Smith behind him. Danny Fain in third. Donnie, excuse me.
Yeah, Donnie's got some T-shirts for sale if you want to buy some T-shirts.
What do his T-shirts say, Kenny?
They're Outlaw Motorsports. Oh. They got the number on them. There were some folks walking around in the pit area with one earlier. Great guy. He helps out a lot of people. Used to drive sprint cars and owns a couple of hardtops now.
Kyron Green out in first. Brian Smith behind him. Donnie Fain in third, but battling with him. Chuck Jacobs in that fourth
Chuck
spot.
Getting to drive now. 5 laps to go.
And Brian Linehan still hanging in out there after having a few issues here on the track today.
He's kind of popping real loud there, though. Little timing issue possibly on the car.
Coming out of turn 4, Kyron Green still in the lead after a lot of his competition has fallen out of this race.
Yeah, I was looking for Harlan's car. It's back behind one of the signs there, but behind the Knife River sign.
We're on to lap 22.
Last year's track champion looking for a win here on the oval in the August. Where normally we would be either right after the Douglas County Fair or right in the middle of it, but with everything going on, we're racing though at least.
Things have spread out here. That battle for third, still a tighter one, but
here's a white flag now.
Donnie Fain seems to have a good hold on third as the white flag does come out. Final lap for our leader, Kyron Green. Kyron out there on the backstretch into turn 3 as he is about to wrap up the win in our hardtops.
Kyron Green gets the win. Nice job.
Kyron Green in first. Brian Smith comes across second. And Donnie Fain will take third for our hardtops final here today.
And Brian Lanahan should be happy he got to finish a race. He's had some trouble, but he did get to finish the race, and out comes this beautiful Honda from Roseburg Honda. The Roseburg Honda Winner's Circle is where that car is going, and it's got all loaded up with the trophies and the hardware, and somebody's taking some hardware home.
So our first main event is in the books. Had a couple of cautions come out and some car trouble for some of our bigger racers in that one. And we find ourselves with a bit of a thinned pack, but a big victory there for Kyron Green, who has left the track.
I'll try to get him back out again so he can pick up his hardware.
We had this happen last time, Kenny. Don't they know they got to stay on when they win? Get a victory lap in?
Yeah, they go through the pits and say hi, and he probably said ha 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 to Harlan after the contact early in the race. Got you. I got you this time. That's a good looking sedan right there.
Yeah, it is. Car's gorgeous.
Beautiful. Core Physical Therapy sponsors on the 88 car of Kyron Green. We were trying to find a nickname for him when he first came out. People started calling him Sliced Bread for some reason. I don't know what that was, but yeah.
You didn't get the.
I didn't get the explanation on that one.
Oh, okay. You have me very intrigued on that one now.
I guess I got to find out myself what that means.
Kyron Green, your winner of our hardtops main event here today. Outlasting the rest of the pack in this one. A race that saw plenty of cars drop like flies.
Just got married a couple of years ago. His wife from my alma mater, Camas Valley. And Kyron picking up the hardware. And Touchstone Engraving does a great job on these trophies, and they'll make just about anything, any kind of trophy you want, they can do it for you. If you got a wedding coming up, they can etch your little glasses and stuff.
There you go.
It's cool.
All right, our first main event in the books. We'll go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll get to our next one as we continue on here with the Hometown Showdown from the Douglas County Speedway on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Back here at the Douglas County Speedway for more of the Roseburg Collision Center and Winchester Pub and Grill Hometown Showdown. Today's coverage of local auto racing brought to you by Cruise Farms Market, now open for the season. Don't forget the pie. By Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces. By Roseburg Disposal. Let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. And by Flyaway Travel. Getting ready for the Sport Mods group, our second main event of the afternoon. And they've got them lined up, a small group here. Looks like we're down to 5 cars in this one, Kenny, as we get things up and running. Oh, no, wait, we got a late entry into the race, it looks like.
Got some stickers on the front tires, because he's got some brand new tires on the front of that car coming in. We'll go to the guy that won last time we were here together, driving for Greg Saley. The driver is out of beautiful downtown Powers, Oregon. That is Tom Elam driving the 8 car. Coming in just in the back there is the 11 car. Everybody knows this car quite well. It is the Umpqua Sand and Gravel Oregon Tool Supply BC Machine and Driveline 11 of Riley Watson in the 11. We call him the Ice Cream Man in the 17, driving in memory of Grandpa Roy Harvey. The Umpqua Dairy BC Machine and Driveline Harvey Log Mr. Bad Brad Racing Engines. That's Johnny Harvey, the Ice Cream Man, in 17. The 5 car, the Camper Corner RV and Loggers Tap House car. This guy hasn't been driven a car in quite a few years. Former Street Stock SmackDown champion, now driving for Mr. Cohen's in the 5. This is Nick Hansen in the 5. In the 213 is the Oregon Tool and Supply, Mr. Bad, Brad Watson Racing Engines. That's Mr. Bad himself, Brad Watson in 213. And like I mentioned, the Umpqua Sand and Gravel and Oregon Tool and Supply on the front row. In the 11 will be Riley Watson. And on the pole in this one, in car number 66, this is Blake Harvey in 66. And that's your lineup for your Sport Mods.
Getting them ready to go. Engines are off and rolling, and they are going to head them around the track for our second main event of the afternoon. A reminder, they're getting ready for tip-off of the Portland Trailblazers playoff game, and we will have coverage as soon as we are done with the races here today. We will take you right to coverage of the Portland Trailblazers. So stay tuned for that here coming up. Blazers basketball, they are just about to tip off here in about 10 minutes from Orlando. Game 3 of that best-of-7 series tied 1-1 as of right now. So they will warm up those tires. So stickers on the tires of Riley Watson, that means they're brand new?
Brand new, yeah.
I mean, that would make sense.
Get some new tires on there. Looks like, you put them on the outside, that way you can try to keep the pressure and keep the car diving into the corner. And that's why you got a right front right there. And, he didn't get any practice today. So all they did, he just showed up at the track and went right out for that heat race. And you see how loose the car was. So putting some new tires on it and getting ready to go. Blake Harvey up there in the front. This kid ran last year. That's the old Mike Batman Sport Mod, and they took it over. Brad Watson, the 213, but Nick Hansen coming back out after quite a few years of not racing. And Harlan asked him if he'd like to drive his car, and he came out for practice. He looked pretty good last night, and he was good in that heat race as well. And then in the back, you got Johnny Harvey driving the Roy Harvey Memorial car, and then Elam, who was a winner last time. In the back there driving for Greg Saley in that 8 car, and the driver out of Powers, who can drive just about anything.
Pace car still out there, so not quite ready to get this one underway just yet.
I didn't catch from the PA guy how many laps this one was. We listened.
1 to go here, they said.
Those PA guys,
They'll get them lined up here as the pace car will head to the pit row. And we get ready for the green flag coming around.
Have you tried the flavor of the month, cotton candy, yet?
I haven't tried cotton candy.
The lemon was really good.
That lemon was great from Umpqua Dairy Ice Cream, that is for sure.
That's the Ice Cream Man in that 17. All right, Blake, bring him down. With Riley on the outside. Here we go.
Around turn 4, green flag out. And we are underway with our main event.
Riley can drive just about anything that's got a steering wheel, and multi-late model champion and modified champion as well. That man knows how to drive a race car. He's out in front now.
He doesn't have his number on the inside.
Yeah.
It's going to throw me off. You've got Riley out in front at the moment. Behind him, Nick Hansen in second. And Tom Elam in third at the moment. As they
working up from the back. Yeah, those three faster cars.
Oh, contact spin in turn 3.
Blake Harvey over there spinning around and still spinning around and smoking the tires. Think he's a little mad?
Well, I was watching that. I saw that back of the back. He was leading the back of the pack, and I didn't catch which car it was.
I think he got bumped by Mr. Bad in the 213.
He got hit from...
They're all family out there.
So we will get reset to go here under caution. Yeah, just came into too hot into turn 3 there and just sent him. You can smell the rubber.
Line him back up.
They will get him squared up here.
It's good to see Nick Hansen back out here with it on the racetrack again.
Well, that didn't take long. 2 laps into it, we're under caution.
Yeah.
And I think we're ready to go back to green.
Now the inside car sets a pace, and they have to stay alongside of them. They have to be in that white line right there, side by side. It's up to the flagman. He calls it.
They say it was good on the restart. Watson stays in front.
Here comes Elam. Yeah.
Elam making his move, but now up to the front. Hansen making a move for first.
Whoa.
Tight there in turn 3.
County Harvey now in the mix. In the Roy Harvey Memorial car, 17. I call him Cohen's already. As Nick Hansen gets a little loose there.
Hansen falls back to third as Elam takes over second in a great restart. Watson is out in front. Elam, Hansen, and Harvey in fourth. So can Tom Elam catch up to Riley Watson here?
Now if you look over there where they line up at in turn 3, you'll see some guys and gals standing up there along the fence. Those are spotters. They have a radio with the driver. They can tell them what the car behind them's doing or where they need to go and stuff like that. If there's something on the track, like they do in NASCAR. A lot of these drivers have spotters.
Riley Watson hanging on to first. Tom Elam waiting for his opening to try and move up. Right on his bumpers. And Nick Hansen fighting back from that third spot, catching up a bit. John Harvey, you mentioned, there in fourth.
Nick still feeling out that car a little bit. It's still a little bit loose. But that's the first time in the race car for him in this car.
Nine laps in. And Riley Watson's led them all.
Something going on with Blake. He's way slow here. Looks like he may be going to pit road. Blake Harvey, after the contact earlier, he's headed to the pits. Contact on the second lap.
Can't be happy about that.
Something went away on the car.
Elam really pressing here against Watson. Just not giving him any sort of cushion.
Hornets are lining up, getting ready for their main.
That'll be a busy race. 12 laps into our main event here for the Sport Mods. Around the back stretch.
Ooh, Elam coming in hard.
Yeah, really coming in hard on turn 3. Nick Hansen still in third, increasing his lead over John Harvey.
Looks like Riley can pull away pretty much out of the corner. Elam will gather him up, but then he's got enough momentum to pull him out. When he gets out of the corner, he's got enough in that car to extend the lead. So a lot of straightaway speed here for Riley. A little loose coming out of 2 there.
That allows Elam to get right kind of back in there again, like you said, in the curves. So Riley Watson building a slight edge, staying out in front.
They haven't given the halfway sign yet, so they're going more than 30 now, it looks like. Or something. Maybe they're only going 25 maybe. $150 maybe, I don't know.
Out in front, Riley Watson. Behind him, Tom Elam, excuse me.
Now he's grabbing flags now. Now we're going to go halfway. There we go.
35.
If the arithmetic is right, I think it's 35, right? Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Joey doing double duty today, yeah. Running the camera as well.
Somebody's got it.
His wife went garage sailing today instead. I did some of that this morning. I got up early.
She's getting a well-deserved day off here.
Yeah, school getting ready to fire back off. Yeah,
getting there.
Yeah.
Out of turn 4, it's Riley Watson in front. Tom Elam in second. And still bringing up third is Nick Hansen. John Harvey in fourth.
Pretty much all by himself out there is Nick.
Yeah, and Brad Watson at the back after we lost one. That battle for first, Watson will just not give up any sort of space to Tom Elam. Give him any sort of room to try and move.
Wait till the last couple of laps. There'll be some energy out there.
That's what I'm thinking, is that Tom Elam is biding his time out there.
Saving his tires until the last couple of laps, and he's going to get after it. But Riley's tough to get around. Riley's a heck of a driver.
And he's got those fresh tires. .22 laps in.
Oh, there he goes. He used a little bit of the front end right there on that turn. Elam thought he saw a spot because Riley got a little bit loose, but it closed the door really fast. Little contact, but not a whole lot.
And that's got to be the mental side of this. You hold on to the lead every lap so far for Watson, but with Tom Elam right on his bumper, there's no room to let up.
Look out, he goes a little wide here. Elam, taking a look again. Uh-oh, here's the side. Both of them get loose out of 4. Elam to the lead on lap 25. Up, here comes Riley back. Got into the dirt to try to get back on that one.
And Elam on that back straightaway, gunning it to get out in front. So Tom Elam takes over first, now has at least a wide lead at the moment. Now it's Riley Watson trying to play catch up. Nick Hansen still in third, John Harvey in fourth. They're coming up on the back of the pack with Brad Watson.
I think Brad's car, after that contact with Blake earlier, his car might have had some issues.
Sport Mods main event. And Tom Elam, he was just waiting, biding his time, and now he is leading comfortably for first. Although now held up.
5 laps to go.
Elam will go high, trying to go high around Watson. And he still can't quite get all the way around him. Not going to give up that lead lap. Tom Elam out in front, getting into the final few laps. Elam in front, Riley Watson behind him, Nick Hansen in third. Going to be bringing out the white flag here soon.
Should be next time by. Tom Elam trying to go back-to-back here. Winning the first race when we were together. Now he's looking to get this one done too.
Here comes his white flag. Elam into the back stretch, leading by a wide margin in this one. Our Sport Mod main event. The checkered flag, American flag is out. Here comes Tom Elam. Riley Watson in second, and coming across for third goes Nick Hansen. Those are your top three finishers in our Sport Mods main event. Not a bad race there, Tom Elam. Just waiting for the opening.
Good battle between him and Riley Watson, and Tom was just waiting for the right spot and put a little bit of the front crash bar on it and got him a little bit loose and then got it done. But look at that, it's hot though. Look at the steam coming out of it now.
Oh boy.
He's a warm one. Of course, some more NASCAR tomorrow, and the Indy 500 tomorrow. Going to get up early for that. That'll be fun. Beautiful car. Make sure you stop by Winchester Pub and Grill. Tell them thank you for all the action. Roseburg Collision Center on Diamond Lake.
So we've got our Sport Mod champion for today has been crowned here in the Hometown Showdown, Tom Elam.
He gets to drive that lovely drive back to Powers. Coasted back a little bit, get it back into the winner's circle there, so they can get the pictures and everything. And now don't want to hit the classic.
Yeah,
there.
Don't hit that one. So congratulations today in front of Riley Watson and Nick Hansen. Your running order there. They apparently need a something to break him up. Make sure he doesn't roll back too far on that one.
Need a block, huh? Just so happened there was a big rock over there. There we go. Tom, a great guy. He when we have a lot of fans and stuff like that, and the fans can go out on the track, he likes to give his trophies away to kids, like junior fan club kids and stuff.
Gotcha.
It's one of those things where he likes to give the kids will come down and get a picture taken, and he'll give a trophy to one of them. It's probably because he's got so many on his fireplace mantle already, but from all this stuff. I mean, this guy drives a lot of stuff. He runs a late model in the dirt. But he's pretty dedicated to our track here. If we're not running, he'll run somewhere else. But other than that, he usually stays here and runs with us, and we appreciate that.
So Tom Elam takes the checkered flag in the Sport Mods. Let's go ahead and take a break. We'll come back after the 60-second timeout, get you to our Hornets main event. When we return, it is the Hometown Showdown here from the Douglas County Speedway on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. And we are back for our Hornets main event here from the Douglas County Speedway. Getting ready to get that started. When we get done with our racing action here today, we'll take you over to the Blazers basketball game. Just about to get underway in that one. Just getting underway, it looks like, in Game 3 of that series. The Hornets are out there, Kenny. It's a large group out there. Why don't we go ahead and run through our starting lineup?
Well, we got the Hornets / mini stocks. Mini stocks, they had 3 cars show up today, so they're running them in the back of the Hornets. That's Chuck Jacobs back there in the back, if we're going from the back to the front in the mini stock. In the mini stock as well, in the Dutch Bros Coffee Powered 55, that's Dale Roth. And the 3 car is Gary Carnes. Those are mini stocks. In the 35 in the back, very young rookie driver, that is Timothy Smith in the 35. In the 12 in the pickup, Toyota pickup, that's William Edwards.
Hey, real quick, I think you might have missed Haven back there as well.
Haven is also back there in the 84. Haven Smith in the 84. Those are the twins. Then you got Valerie West in the 28 car. You got Jelana Pinch in the 52. Alongside of her will be in the 23 car. That is Dylan Grishar out of Yoncalla. You have Ron Johnson in the 44. Pete Lemon in the 67. The red, white, and blue over the top of the 47. That's Andy Nelson Jr. Alongside of him in the 15 is Brandon Belt in the Dodge Neon. Then you go up to the next spot. You got the red, white, and blue car of Rich Dickinson, the defending Hornet champion from last year. Rich Dickinson there in the 75. Alongside of him is Cody Rasmussen. Cody hasn't been running in for a while and racing in memory of his wife. He lost a few days ago. And driving her car, this is Cody Rasmussen. Next row, inside or outside, will be Zach Azamende in the 19. And then the other half of the Dickinson group, that is Ryan Dickinson in 45. On the very front row, you got the 13 car, that is Logan Barron out of Myrtle Creek. And then on the pole, the lady driver in the PT Cruiser, that is Sarah Hickman in car 17.
All righty, if my calculations are correct, 19 cars in this race for us here to wrap things up with the Hornets and the mini stock main event. As we get ready to go, the announcements for all of our starters out there all getting set. Announced. Yeah. Ooh, the wind really picking up. Hey, want to let you know real quick, our coverage has been brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, by Chuck Swarm and Family Auto Repair, by Good Vibrations, solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. By DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone's welcome to shop. By Colorcraft. You don't need to look far to spruce up your house this summer. Head to Colorcraft in Roseburg. They're a paint store, not a paint department. And by Cooper's Pest Control, your locally owned bug assassins with great low rates. Give them a call at 673-0363.
25 laps, they say.
All righty.
And if they do it right like they're supposed to, they should have 2 separate trophies because we have mini stocks mixed in. One of the mini stock drivers will get a trophy, and then the one who finishes ahead in the Hornets will also get a trophy as well. So this is cool for Sarah Hickman getting to be on the pole position of this one. She's been driving for a couple of years. Her husband drives a hardtop in that PT Cruiser. Logan Barron back after a couple of years in that Dirty Duck Excavation Umpqua Security 13 car. Then you got Dickinson, one half of the Dickinson team. The son up there in the 45. Azamunde in the 19. And then you got Cody Rasmussen and Rich Dickinson, last year's champion. Brian Belt and Andy Nelson Jr. Ron Johnson, Pete Lemon. Then Dylan Grishard, soon to be a senior at Yoncalla. And Jelana Finch outside of him. Then you got the other lady driver, Valerie West, the VFW 2468 sponsored car. And then you got the 12 of William Edwards. Then the youngsters are twins, Haven and Timothy Smith. And those are the Hornets. Then in the back, you have the mini stocks of Gary Carnes in the 3, Dale Roth 55, and Chuck Jacobs in 12.
How do you 25 laps. How do you think those mini stocks are going to fare in this large of a group?
Well, with this many Hornets up in front, they're going to have to just pace themselves and work through as best they can. Now, Gary's got the advantage because he's up ahead of these guys, and he's got the youngster Haven Smith between them. So we'll see how that goes with them. And like we mentioned, like we saw earlier in that heat race, Dale Roth waited until the last lap and then shot through and picked up the win. So
believe that's Rob Thomas, PRA president, out there directing everybody to where they need to be to start this one out.
Getting them all lined up and ready to go. See a couple of kids over here with a Go Cody sign.
I thought I saw a couple of signs when I was looking around earlier.
And the Team Lemon, I see the girls down here to our right. They've got the Team Lemon T-shirts on over there. Pete just went through triple bypass surgery a few months ago, and it's good to see him back in a race car in that 67. My wife's still in the hospital listening on the radio, so get well and get home. I'm tired of doing housework. I'm tired of chasing these kids. But I will have to for a while with back surgery, and it takes a little while to get done.
Yeah, you're going to be you're going to be taking care of all sorts
I'll
of folks.
still be a single dad for a while. Oh, look at this bunch. This will be interesting.
Should be an exciting event coming up as we get ready for our Hornets and mini stocks.
So your Michael Buffer invitation. Let's get ready to rumble.
Green flag is out, and we are underway.
3 wide, look out. Keep an eye on turn 1. Looks like they made it through.
Out in front, the 45. So they come around the back stretch.
So far, so good.
45, Ryan Dickinson. 3 wide.
Father and son, 1 and 2 now. Well, Dad went a little high, making it 3 wide into turn 2.
He went way high.
Oh, he did.
He might have almost looked like he clipped the wall a little bit, but I don't think he quite got that high.
I thought he was going to get in the tires there for a while.
Bumper to bumper coming out of turn 4. Tight matchup.
And after all that mess, Monday comes out second. Oh, contact Ron Johnson into the dirt there for a minute. When you got this many cars on a track, there's only so much room.
Ryan Dickinson, he's having a good time out in front. No traffic around him. They start coming through here. Azaminde in second.
Rasmussen and Johnson and Logan Barron all in that battle for third.
Tight one there going into turn 3 for that battle for third.
Dickinson, Andy Nelson Jr., all right there too. Meanwhile, Dale Roth and the mini stocks are just kind of hanging out. Oh, the problem on Gary Carnes. He's got a motor gone in the 3 car.
Kicking up dust and smoke along the home stretch.
That's that mini stock we were talking about. He hasn't been out in a few years. And
caution will come out 5 laps in. They get 4 laps.
He was when he was checking in today, I was talking to him, and I said, man, you pulling this car out? Yeah, I hadn't been out in a while, haven't done anything to it except for change the oil. He said, it'll probably blow up. You will. Well, yeah, it don't smell good right now.
So he's stuck in turn 1. That Blazer game, it doesn't appear to have tipped off, by the way, Kenny.
Oh, yeah?
So we may be getting some luck there. It looks like the game before there's Houston and Oklahoma City going to overtime. I don't know if that's why they maybe are holding things up. Now they got the zeros up there, so I think they may be getting close. Oh, they got the fire extinguisher out there. Maybe had a tire blown there on the mini stock for Carnes.
Looks like they're looking up in the left front of it. Now they're getting ready to pull the hood. They're not in a big hurry, so there's not a fire there. I think they're just kind of checking things. Now they're putting the hood back down again, so nothing real serious underneath there, but something happened because we had a lot of smoke and stuff coming out from underneath that car.
Ryan Dickinson will be in first when we get to the restart. Zach Azaminde in second, and in third is going to be Cody Rasmussen. So now we're down to 2 mini stocks in the race.
Looks like they're going to push the Gary Carnes car. See which way he goes. If he's going to go, he's probably getting more than likely into the pit area because a lot of smoke coming up from underneath that thing. And he wants to thank the folks at Point 9 in Canyonville and the Canyon Market down there for the help on that one. And Douglas County Seal and Pavement. So he wants to thank them folks for helping out.
So Gary Carnes into the pit after the push. He'll roll to his spot. And now we'll get ready for the restart. 4 laps in to our 25-lap main event for the Hornets.
That
and
big
now
lead
2
is now
mini
gone
stops.
again.
Yeah.
That big lead for Dickinson.
We're going to get our excitement back with everybody bunched up again.
Yeah. Rasmussen back out, pulling the car out of the weeds and getting it ready to go. Here comes Azamende in the 19. Getting his spot back up with Logan Barron, Ron Johnson, and all the rest of the gang. Logan pulling off. He had some head gasket issues when he got here today, and when I was going back to pick up some folks, I brought some people to the racetrack with me, and he was headed to the parts store. In his hand, and that's the top of the motor there, and he said he had to go get a new head gasket.
Well, that's probably not something you really want to be having to replace right as you're getting to the racetrack.
Right, yeah. Pull in and say, oops. Why is this thing leaking? He's coming back out, though.
That did not take long.
No. That's a quick little Honda. Logan started off his career young doing QRC karts, the go-karts, and got into bought this mini stock last year and ran one race and then switched jobs and everything else, so he was out of town for a while, and now he's back in town and back at it.
So Logan Barron will
now pull back over where Rob's at.
He's going to get a quick explanation.
Well, if you go to the pits, you got to go to the back. As simple as that. You don't get your spot back. If you go to the pits at all, you go to the back.
I think they were hoping to be 1 lap away from the restart, but Barron then stopped and now has to play catch up again.
So very interesting restart here because we got some fast cars right up there in the front. His dad's a couple spot behind him. The Dickinson group. You got Ron Johnson right there. Rasmussen has been running quickly. Azamunde has been running fast. So yeah, those fast cars right up there in front.
Green flag back out. Ooh, getting a little loose there. I think that was Belt in turn 1 getting loose, but he was all by himself, no damage done. And now they pinch going around turn 3.
Well, look at those things bunching up there in turn 4. Ryan Dickinson, that red, white, and blue Honda, he gets up in there, but then the car wants to go wide. See how it takes off?
Yeah.
That front wheel drive is not grabbing real hard. And it's shooting him up the track. Andy Nelson Jr. way high in that 47.
Ryan Dickinson still out in the lead.
See, there he goes again. Way high again is Dickinson.
That is Rich.
Hopefully you don't have his dirt set up on that car, but yeah. Because they like to go run the dirt when they're not here. And it's a totally different setup on those.
Ron Johnson in second behind Ryan Dickinson, who leads our race. Zach Azamendi has dropped back to third, and that's a wide gap. That back stretch, Cody Rasmussen getting in the mix there.
Valerie West and Dale Roth in a mix-up over there in turn 2. That was that Hornet, and Dale Roth is trying to keep from hitting her. Of course, our mini stocks, like I say, they started this race in the back. We only had just a few of them. And they're just kind of staying out of the way. Oh, look out, Haven.
Haven Smith giving way as the lead pack comes through. It's battle 1 and 2 between Ryan Dickinson and Ron Johnson. Johnson staying close there with Dickinson.
So your third place cars are going up into slower traffic. Azamende, Andy Nelson Jr., Rich Dickinson all passing these other slower cars. Oh, jeez, look out. Azamende had all kinds of steering wheel on that one. Because Andy Nelson Jr. was right there, and he had a slower car in front of him, and he didn't know which way to go.
Leaders coming to the start-finish line.
Starting lap 11 at 25. Oh, contact.
We've got a spin out. Look out. Haven Smith facing the wrong direction.
Haven Smith and Brian Belt getting together over there in turn 4. The youngster. her first time in the pavement. She normally runs, and the mom and dad decided to get them a Hornet car and let them come up here and play on the pavement.
She gets spun around and looking to see if they can get her straightened out.
She's getting ready for school and stuff, and volunteers out at Wildlife Safari with the animals. I want to go out and see those new red foxes they have. I didn't get a chance to see them yet.
Haven't been out that way in a little bit. Haven will get things going here, it looks like.
These Hornet cars can be a lot of fun. We're going to have to get a media race again and get Joey in a race car over here. Get you and Josh together, you know.
I'd give it a try.
Yeah.
As long as it's somebody else's car, not mine.
I'm telling you what, Ace Murray knows how to drive a race car, and Ricky did a pretty good job last time we did this.
I've been in a car with Ricky. I don't know.
Delivering ice cream, yeah?
Yeah. Well, Haven gets back on the track, and her car's off and running. So I think we'll be ready to go for a restart.
I think she's having a good time. She always has a smile on her face when she gets out of the car. And it'll be so nice when everything's all done and people can actually, usually after the races are over, people can go back in the pits and visit with their favorite driver. You know, with the COVID thing, you can't do that right now, but it'll be always fun when you get everything's full blown and you're back to action and everything's all good.
Portland Trailblazers out to a nice early lead against the Los Angeles Lakers, 10-3 in that matchup. They just got the first quarter underway.
You're good. Yeah, you're good.
And that Oklahoma City and Houston overtime match, 15-104. Oklahoma City looking for their first win in that series.
He's got to score a lot of points.
Yeah. Seems like defense has been, kind of optional in the bubble for the NBA.
Yeah.
As for our race here, they're getting them ordered up.
Our bubble's looking pretty good here.
Yeah.
We got some action going on.
Ryan Dickinson in the lead, followed by Ron Johnson. And in third for this restart will be Zach Azamende. Right behind him, Andy Nelson Jr. And then it's going to be the 75, Rich Dickinson, in fourth. Make it fifth.
Yep, they go side by side now. Figure out which cars are laps down. And then you got the two mini stocks in Chuck Jacobs and Dale Roth and Haven in the very back. We are on lap 10 of 25. Laps do not count under yellow. Mr. Lemon doing a good job. Sarah Hickman hanging in there. She started on the pole.
They got him stacked up. And on the backstretch, our flagman, he was taking a drink. He was waiting to see if he was going to pick up the green flag. He does have it in his hands as we get ready to go on the restart.
Dean is ready. There it
is. 2 by 2, here we go. Going into turn 1.
Andy Nelson Jr. likes that outside in that Volkswagen. That 47 car. Way up against the wall alongside Azamende. There they go. Top 5 cars right there together.
Andy Nelson Jr. trying to make the push for third.
Dylan Grishar with hanging in there. That 23 car.
Still Ryan Dickinson out in front after the restart. Ron Johnson second, and Azamende holding on to third at the moment, with Rich Dickinson right on its bumper and Andy Nelson on the high side. Around the backside, looked like Ryan might have gotten a little loose. But he hangs on, still pulling away. Johnson now will close in on turn 3.
Look out. Contact Dickinson and Azamende getting together.
Caution will come out again.
It was a little love tap to begin, but Dickinson was staying right in there against Azamende, and he's not happy about it. That was spinning around a little bit.
Everybody seems to be good, though. Right back onto the track was Azamende, and back onto the track will come Rich Dickinson as well.
But now the question is, who caused the yellow? Who will go to the back? because both cars spun, so both cars will go to the back, I'm sure. Was talking about Dylan Grishar. He wants to thank his mom, Mo Sievers, who races with us, now doing her paparazzi jewelry, an independent paparazzi consultant. She's a sponsor on the car. Also, Joe and Heather Francis with S&E Vinyl Designs, and Chris Knopflinger, sponsors on the 23. Good to see Dylan Grishar back out with us. He was bummed that no football season because he's a pretty good ball player for Yoncalla. So tough break. Two of the fastest cars going to the back now after the contact. On lap 12, Haven being the rookie, she's going to stay in the very back. So that will move Dylan Grishar. I was just talking to him right up to fourth now with Brian Belt right there as well. And Pete Lemon in the Lemon Tree car moving up now. And quiet car is Jelana Finch in that 52. We don't talk too much about her, but she's hanging in there with Sarah Hickman. A couple of our leading drivers there. Logan Barron back out 13. We were hoping we'd have some super stocks or something tonight, Joey, but we didn't get any of the street stocks or the super stocks at all. So
Haven Smith, I don't know if I think something happened to her car there momentarily. In turn
I think
two.
they waved her. I think they waved her around so she could get her lap back, I believe. Now the wrecker was just kind of cruising around. Maybe that's what he came out for. He thought maybe she was having a problem.
She, I think, got her car back up and running, and so now she's catching up to the back of the pack.
She's a little hot rod in her little go-kart.
They'll go 2 by 2.
Here we go, Ron Johnson and that Nissan or that Neon of Dickinson. Then you got Dylan right there with Andy Nelson Jr.
So you were right. Zach Azamendi and Rich Dickinson go to the back of the pack.
With the contact, yeah, it's going to be interesting. They're going to have to work from the back, and those are two of the fastest of those cars up front.
Yeah, they were in, I think, about third, fourth, or fifth.
Yeah, right in there
right
together.
When that happened.
Yeah.
So benefits Andy Nelson Jr., who moves in there.
1 lap to green.
On lap 12 of 25.
So Dale Roth now moving up in there amongst all those, along with Chuck Jacobs. Those are the two mini stocks that are on the track. They've got some cars behind them. But row 4, a couple of the ladies hanging right in there. Jelana Finch and Miss Hickman in that PT Cruiser.
Ready to go with the green flag coming up. Got them stacked.
Side by side we go. Green. Oh, Jelana gets right into Sarah. I was just talking about the girls. They make contact together.
Azamendi into the dirt as well.
Yeah, no yellow yet. We're still green. We're still green.
Everybody makes it back onto the track.
Well, I brag up the girls. They take each other out.
Out in front, it's still Ryan Dickinson. Ron Johnson behind him, and Andy Nelson Jr. way high coming into turn 3. In third. Comes your leaders here.
Rich Dickinson now. Well, look at him go back through now.
Making his way up.
To the field.
14 laps done.
Here comes Dale Roth in that 55. That's the other mini stock. So we got a race within a race here. Because Chuck Jacobs and Dale Roth, they're racing in the mini stock part of the thing. And
passing the back of the pack. Ryan Dickinson sliding into that turn 4.
Haven with a problem. She's way high. I thought she was going to the pits there for a minute.
Making a move here. Ron Johnson coming in hot into turn 3.
Yeah, Haven, all kinds of problems in the back there. She's still slowing down again. Also, William Edwards in that pickup getting out of the way.
Roth has made his way up into 4th in our standings overall, but in the mini stock.
Havens off the track of the pits.
In first, Ryan Dickinson. Second, Ron Johnson. In third, Andy Nelson Jr.
And your fourth place Hornet would be Rich Dickinson, because you got the two mini stocks there with Dale Roth and Chuck Jacobs.
And Rich making his way from the back of the pack after this spin out. Lap traffic coming up here as they're passing the back of the pack for our lead lap.
This could be an opportunity here for Ron Johnson. But running out of time, 5 laps to go. 3 wide in turn 1, a couple of slower cars. Ron Johnson splits up the middle, bringing Andy Nelson Jr. with him.
Able to stay within reach of first. And now Dickinson has to slam on the brakes a bit with some traffic in front of him.
Going around Valerie West into turn 1. Dale Roth now up in the middle. Up to 4th, and then Chuck Jacobs right behind him. As they weave through the slower traffic.
Sarah Hickman now the one that's in front of the leader, allowing Ron Johnson to really stay right on the lead car. Ryan Dickinson out in front. Dale Roth, the mini stock, trying to work his way to the front of the pack.
He wants to win the overall thing, I think. Here he goes. That's the difference in power. Uh-oh. Monday spinning around in turn 4 up in smoke.
That'll get everybody to slow. Caution is out.
That'll bring you a green-white checkered finish here. Monday is, look at all the steam coming out of the front end of that car.
Ooh.
Our railroad car is now a little smoky.
We're on lap 22 when caution comes back out. Let's go ahead and take a quick 30-second start. It is the Hornets main event here on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Back here at the Douglas County Speedway, our Hornets main event on the Hometown Showdown. They're going to push off Zach Azamunde. We'll come back and get you reset as we are under caution with about 3 laps to go here in our main event. We'll take another quick break after back with more of the Hometown Showdown after this here on the Score. Welcome you back to the Douglas County Speedway. It's the Roseburg Collision Center and Winchester Pub and Grill. Hometown Showdown. They are out there laying down. What is it that they put down on the track to try and soak up the oils and water that get out on the track there, Kenny?
Well, they call it quick dry. Years ago, they used cat litter, but now it's just.
I was going to say cat litter, but I figured I wasn't right.
They did use cat litter a few years ago, but then it started getting in the eyes of drivers and stuff like that when you go through. So they got a quick dry solution that's in there now, and it's a mess when you got the flagman out there with a broom. Running around, but it's a special kind of formula that soaks up the oil and the water, and then some of the tracks, if it's a big wing like this, they'll bring us a brush out, but we've only got like 3 laps to go, so they'll run it through with a couple of brushes, and the track crew will clean it all up real quick, and then they'll run through it just to work it in and blow off all the excess dust like they do, in NASCAR and stuff, and then because last thing you want is get that up in your helmet when you're driving.
So they work on the track to get things cleaned up here after Zach Azamindi is spun out going from turn 3 into turn 4 here in our Hornet mini stock main event here with 3 laps to go in this one. We're going to go ahead and get in a couple more commercials here before we resume and finish this one out. We'll be back after this break. This is the Hometown Showdown on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Back here at the Douglas County Speedway, the cars are doing us all the favor of kicking up the dust, getting that track turn 3 and turn 4.
That sounds like a country song. Kick the dust up, yeah. Little Luke Bryan accent there. So it's going to be green, white, checker, Joey.
And that means?
That'll be go green, and then you take a white on the next lap, and then you're done.
There we go. I like the progression there. You make sense to me, Kenny.
Your last chance, and you got those top 3 cars right there.
All going to be right there next to each other. It's going to start out with Ryan Dickinson, followed by Ron Johnson, and then Andy Nelson Jr. in third. Moving up into fourth, at least in their current running. I think they've had enough time to get in order. You would think they're there.
Yeah, the 35 and the 28 are both laps down.
Gotcha.
Then you got the mini stock of Dale Roth, and you got the mini stock of Chuck Jacobs. So here we go, green, white, checkered.
So they're going to get them stacked up.
You'll see Dean, he's got the green and the white, which means he'll cross them up. That means that's what we're going, green, white, checkered. Dun, 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 dun.
Coming around turn 4, getting ready to go. One more lap to go before. They've been out there driving around in circles for quite some time, waiting for the green flag to come back out.
Rich Dickinson now, he's been fast today, but that car just wants to go up towards the wall. And
yeah. He's been carrying high out of these turns quite often.
But his son is leading this race right now.
Here we go. So we get ready to go, getting ready for that green flag coming out.
See what Ron Johnson has on that outside groove.
Here we go.
Dickinson with a little bit of jump in the front. Green flag. Here we go.
And Andy Nelson Jr. moves into second in front of Ron Johnson. Ryan Dickinson pulling out in front.
Here comes Rich now as we come down for the white.
It looks like one more lap to go before the white, Kenny.
Oh, I thought they were going green, white, checkered. Give him an extra lap.
Here comes the white flag.
Yeah. Here comes Dale Roth. Give me one more lap, Dale says, and I'll do it. White flag now.
Ryan Dickinson out in front in the Hornet race. Dale Roth in his mini stock. He's going to try and take the lead. Andy Nelson Jr. in second. Ron Johnson in third.
Dickinson trying to hold off that mini stock.
Here they come.
He got him.
Checker flag. There it is. So it's going to be Ryan Dickinson, Ron Johnson, and I believe it was, I think actually Andy Nelson Jr. was in second.
Yeah.
And then Ron Johnson and Dale Roth getting in there in the mini stock.
Now he can say, Dad, I just held off a mini stock for the
win. He did so indeed. A fun Hornet matchup there as we get this wrapped up. It's going to be the 45, Ryan Dickinson.
Rich Dickinson drove that to the championship.
And then it was Andy Nelson Jr. following. And Ron Johnson.
Yeah.
And Dale Roth.
It's funny because Rich Dickinson drove this car last year. This was last year's track champion car. And when he built his new car, he gave this car to his son. So his son takes Dad's old car and go to victory
goes
lane
out and
with
wins.
It. Yeah, yeah.
While we get this all squared away for our trophy presentation, here he comes. He pops out quickly, so we'll keep it right here.
And here comes Dale. He's going to get the mini stock trophy.
I was going to say, they got to get him out here for a win as well.
Go by and see Dale if you're looking for a hot rod. Dale's out of wholesale out there in green. And he says, I'm always powered by Dutch Bros, Kenny. Everybody is.
Around here, that is the case. So our final main event here tonight. Ryan Dickinson taking the Hornets, and Dale Roth going to take the mini stock. And they get their pictures down there at the finish line.
Nice job for the young man.
Yeah, not a bad race there for he led most of the way in that one, I do believe.
Yeah, he won the heat race too, so he did all right.
Did
all right for
himself.
A
decent job out there today. And held off a lot of competition. You know, there were a lot of guys right there behind him throughout all of that. Reminder, as we wrap things up here, we want to at least get Dale Roth a chance to receive his trophy here. As we wrap things up, we're going to be headed to Blazers basketball as soon as we get done. Game 3 there, we're going to be able to join it right in the early goings of the second quarter of that matchup between the Blazers and the Lakers. And we'll have a score update for you as we get ready for Blazers basketball coming up. So Dale Roth out to get his checker flag and trophy. Main event of the evening. gets the picture taken. Congratulations to all of our winners here tonight. Let's go ahead and take a quick break. When we come back, final thoughts on the races, and then off to Blazers basketball back from the Douglas County Speedway after this here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1498. Well, we're back here to wrap things up from the Douglas County Speedway with Blazers basketball right around the corner for you here on The Score tonight. Congratulations to our winners here this evening. Taking the Hornets main event, Ryan Dickinson winning the mini stocks in a very small group. Dale Roth. In the hardtops tonight, your winner was Kyron Green, and winning in the sport mods this evening, Tom Elam. Some great racing here today, Kenny, from the Douglas County Speedway. The hometown showdown turned out to be a good one here tonight, although, kind of flying by the seat of our pants throughout this one.
Yeah, we had a scoreboard working. It's things are working up a little bit, and we had a few cars missing because it's summertime. And,
yeah.
So we did what we can, and they'll do it again the end of September. I believe they're talking the 26th of September.
That's what it sounded like there on the PA speakers.
And then they're going to do an enduro race in October right around Halloween. They do a trunk or treat where they bring the kids out. They do a enduro race, and then the kids can come in and get if the COVID thing's all done by then.
Yeah, they think they're
kids
planning
will get
on.
To do, yeah.
They've been talking around the office. Rob Thomas, also working for the radio stations. He's the PRA president, been talking about what they've got going on for that. So sounds like they are hoping to, as long as things don't get worse, they are hoping to be able to do the trick-or-treat candy stuff and then the enduro race there at the end of October. So should be fun to have that coming up, and I think that is going to wrap up their season. But head to DouglasCountySpeedway.com for the latest details on what's coming up with the races, and I think we may be back out here to broadcast another race here coming up at some point as well. So we've got some of that in our future, and stay tuned. We will keep you updated when we might be back on the radio with more racing action. All right, that is going to wrap it up here for us today from the Douglas County Speedway. Thanks, everybody, for helping make things possible here at the races. We've got Blazers basketball coming up. We've got a couple of final spots to get in before we head over to the Blazers game. As we get ready to go, the Blazers were leading by 4 at the end of the first quarter on top of the Los Angeles Lakers, and right now it's a 32-28 score. We will join the play-by-play coverage with Travis Demers and Michael Holton on the coverage there, along with studio host Jay Allen, who is going to be a part of the broadcast as well. Blazers in the lead on top of the Lakers, and we join coverage in the second quarter as we bring you Game 3 of the Portland Trailblazers in the postseason. Kenny, thanks for joining us once again on the broadcast. Appreciate you having being out here with you.
Yes, sir. Anytime. It's a lot of fun.
All right. I want to say thanks to Josh Nelson helping with the video production, and back in the studio, Brenton Cranford working on the radio production side here today. And as always, thanks to you, the fans, for tuning in for today's broadcast, because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself, although I brought some friends with me here today. Have a great one, everybody. Enjoy Blazers basketball coming up after a couple of quick spots here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490.